There's sometimes a moment in a drawing where you're either going to completely ruin it or you're going to make it work. Today, I had one of those moments. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Atreyu, and I'm drawing something new with inks every single day for Inktober. And if you're returning, welcome back to the challenge. Today is day 13 of the series. My goal for today was to create a balance between nature and a human form. So let's see how it turns out. And what I want to talk to you about today is the fear of bad art. Bum, bum, bum. For me, every time I go into a piece, and maybe for you as well, I worry that it's not going to turn out the way that I want it to be. When I say worry, it's more like the world's not going to end if the piece doesn't turn out the way that I expect it to, but I have expectations for myself as an artist and how I'm progressing and where I want to be, that if I'm not hitting that mark, that I feel like there's more work to do, and that's okay. But there's a slight difference here in the language that I'm using that I think is extremely important for you to get a feedback on as well. And that is when you're experiencing that fear of creating something that looks bad, that fear can sometimes control the outcome. It can already predict the outcome of the art that you're creating because you're letting that seep in to your belief as you are acting. And if your actions are based and rooted in a fear thought, then you're going to create something that looks like absolute donkey crap. So, the way to get around this, well, we can talk about a few different ways here. But I think overall, and this can apply to a lot of things in life anyway, is being more mindful. And how you become more mindful is by taking time to breathe, to ground yourself, to eat good food, to exercise, to make sure you're getting enough sleep. It might sound silly. It might sound silly when it comes to art, but the more healthy lifestyle choices you make, the more that you're going to have a clear mind. And the more that you have a clear mind, the way that you're going to be more mindful and get around certain things that could have been blockades for you or would have been blockades for you in the past. Right? So the fear of creating a bad piece of art, let's circle back to the topic here, the first talking point. It's something that can be felt by all. It's how you deal with that feeling and how you decide to move forward that is going to completely shift the outcome. And trust me that letting go of that fear, trusting yourself in your capabilities, in your own way that you learn, that you know you're going to get better with every piece. And there's something that you can take away even if the piece doesn't look well at the end. And most might not look well, especially if you're beginning as an artist. But that doesn't mean that it's forever going to look like that, where there's always something to be learned in everything that you do. So try applying this to your own practices, especially if this is something that you really struggle with. And trust me, when I'm talking about these lifestyle choices, they do make a difference in everything that you do. And if it's hard to do all of them at once, start with one little thing. Maybe just try to get more sleep. And then if you're getting more sleep, maybe just try to eat something a little bit better for yourself than the poison that we all are guilty of consuming, right? I really like today's art. I think the flowers blossoming from the hair and around the body turned out really fun and expressive. So overall, I did get my point across with the message that I wanted to create for today's inking, and I'm happy with it. It was risky creating the values of the petals. I thought that if I don't get this right, everything could be screwed up. So I was kind of running and gunning right there, but it ended up, I think, working out in my favor. And that's it for today's art, but it's time for
the question of the day.
What's your favorite thing about ink as a medium? For tomorrow, you can expect the piece to be completely different than what today's was. Thank you for watching, and if you're sticking around with me for this challenge for every day of Inktober, you're officially a part of the challenge with me, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace, my friends.